Welcome to the weekend, baby. I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. It's time for Boy Green Daily, but the big theme of today's show, the New York Jets offensive line. How are we feeling about it going into the New England Patriots game? Let's roll.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. What's poppin', everybody? My name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We're streaming live right now, simultaneously, technology, in 3 different places. The Heavy on Jets Facebook page, over 37,000 New York Jet fans. My YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25, and, of course, on the Twitter sphere as well, at BoyGreen25. Boy Green Daily, every day, 7:30 a.m., video show, and also audio-only podcast. Branding, wink. Throw it out there. Yes, sir. We got all that popping. Let's bring in our guest. He's one of my favorites, quite frankly, and I keep saying it out loud because first off, it's catchy as hell. And number two, we just got to make it happen. James Woody, Weekly Woody, of Take Flight Top. Woody, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. Weekly Woody. I love the ring. I love the taste of it. Of it. Weekly Woody, we are here.
Yeah, and I got to say, I don't know if anyone's ever done this to you before, but as I was just thinking of it, I was like, Woody, rocking everywhere. We're getting some Woody happening here. You just got so many combinations and possibilities with the name. It's spectacular, Woody. It's spectacular. Yes.
Absolutely. You just took me to a time capsule back to high school because they definitely were doing that every day.
Oh, excellent. Well, fantastic, because we're cutting from the same jib. Those are the great high school days, baby. Love that kind of music pumping in my prom. So that's spectacular. Well, let's dive into this, Woody, because there might be some concerns on the offensive line. Let's just kind of lay it out there, and we'll get to the poll of the day here in just a moment. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Feel free to throw your comments in wherever you're watching it. And, of course, check out the article that's linked below wherever you're watching as well to support the show. We appreciate it. So Dwayne Brown has not practiced this week, and Robert saw said earlier this week he's getting his hip checked out, which is the classic old man thing. Oh, my hip! So that's great, and led to a lot of jokes on social media. But so a couple of things here. First off, they expect Dwayne Brown to go. I guess let me start there. They expect him to go, and Saleh believes because he's a true veteran, he doesn't need the practice time. All right, sounds good, Saleh. If, for some reason, a meteor crashes into Dwayne Brown and he's unable to go, which, again, the Jets said is extremely unlikely, the choices will be Billy Turner or Max Mitchell. Saleh said it would be, quote unquote, irresponsible was the word he used to throw Mekhi Becton from right to left, which is something fans have been clamoring for. Oh, if Dwayne Brown can't get it done, we could do some, musical chairs, offensive line style. Becton to left tackle, perhaps AVT to right tackle, and this person here and this person there. Saleh also declined that being possible, saying that would be, quote unquote, irresponsible because we've been practicing a certain way this week. I will give one shout out, Woody, before I get to you, for a fan that believes that there will be changes to the offensive line, and Saleh tricked us. Okay. So this fan responded to me, and it's got me thinking now that Saleh didn't say Mekhi Becton would be playing right tackle. He said the guys have been practicing a certain way. He says, wink, wink, they've been practicing with the offensive line all jumbled all week, but Saleh just didn't reveal it. But he was technically telling the truth. And I went, whoa, that's a conspiracy theory of all conspiracy theories. So if on Sunday, I'll have to go back and look up whoever the hell that fan's name is that tweeted at me, and I will have to give them their flowers if that is indeed true. But nonetheless, all of that being considered, Woody, offensive line, how you feel, bud?
I mean, you can't feel great about it. You can't feel great. I
see.
think it's just varying levels of concern. Are you super concerned? A little concerned? I'm closer to a little concerned. If Dwayne Brown doesn't go and we have to put in Billy Turner or Max Mitchell, that might actually be an improvement from the way Dwayne Brown has been playing.
Wow.
It's been it hasn't been good. It hasn't been a good start. I'm not saying that Dwayne needs to be benched, for the year or anything like that. But if he does have his hip, something's going on. We saw last year when he was healthy, he was good. When he was
Yeah,
not healthy,
solid.
he was bad. So if he's still going through ailments right now, let him heal. Billy Turner, he wasn't great pretty much at any point of training camp, but
Yeah.
put him in. Put him in. He's better than Connor McDermott. Right? Just put him in.
Yeah.
My bigger concern,
Oh, do tell. Yeah.
the bigger thing where I'm like, it is what it is. Lakin Tomlinson, man. I mean, is he the worst signing of the Joe Douglas era?
Wow. That's difficult. That's difficult. Now it's difficult for two reasons. Number one, I think everyone knows I've got a relationship with Lakin, which clouds the picture, man. I guess this is why you're supposed to keep a line of separation between you and the players, because how can you not fall in love with the family and the story? And he's joined me on my show. We've talked off air. Like I've got this very strong relationship with Lakin, which complicates matters. It makes it very difficult. And I saw because Lakin shared on his Instagram Sunday, tomorrow, will be his 100th straight start in the NFL. So out of all the things that a lot of people will concern themselves with Lakin Tomlinson and the play not being where people would like, he has been incredibly durable, which was one of the big reasons I wanted the Jets to get him in the first place, this Iron Man streak he has going on. So the best ability is availability. He's always there for his teammates. But yeah, I mean, I can't deny the tape in which you point to, Woody. There's been some difficulties, but you know what? They faced Dallas Cowboys week 1, and week 1 was Buffalo Bills. Excuse me. Week 2 was Dallas Cowboys. Anyone would have struggled in that scenario. You know what I mean? So due for a bounce back.
No, hey, and I'm not, no disrespect. Definitely not
Of
trying
course.
to ruffle the brotherhood. Because Conor McGovern, he can get some of this heat too.
Oof,
I,
he was bad. Yeah.
I wanted to defend Conor, or that's what was my instinct, because in
Oh.
in 2021, PFF rated this offensive line, 11th in the league. Like, it was actually a really good season for the line, and he was at center. So, he's center right now. I'm like, hey, he's actually the only guy that was there. AVT as well, right? So those two, I kind of always had their back, but it's getting harder and harder to defend Conor, man. So I really just don't like that entire, like, from Conor to the left. It's not
60% of the offensive line. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
just
math
not
on that.
loving the right. And I do agree. I mean, it would be irresponsible. I mean, you could argue, the musical chairs with AVT, caused his injury, right? The season ending week 7 injury of yesteryear. So,
that's fair.
Keep them where they're at, right? That's what I would do. And the offensive line, it's a unique unit in which could get better over time.
God,
Unfortunately,
I hope so.
in our case, it got worse last year, right? And
Yeah,
people got injured and stuff, but it could
That
get better. And that's the thing. They didn't even have a training camp, right? Dwayne just joined the team, right? Like in the very latest stages of training camp.
late August.
Training with the twos the whole time until the very end of the season. So I think chemistry will also improve the line. And to your point, I mean, going against Micah Parsons and the Buffalo Bills, I mean, that's not going to make anybody look good.
I just have to say, Nathaniel Hackett, why did you say that? Even if that's true that you underestimated Micah Parsons' speed, that may have been one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. And he's getting clowned everywhere. And I just saw that quote or whatever just got picked up by national media. So now it's getting like a second wave of run that it got locally here earlier this week. That's just dumb. So, like, how could you possibly underestimate Micah Parsons? And I said it on the show yesterday, so I won't beat a dead horse. But I would say I would be so prepared for Micah Parsons that I may have overestimated him. I think I saw him walk on water once. Like, that's what I would be telling my team. Like that. That's how aggressive I would be with. And Aaron Rodgers, it was funny. He talked about it on the Pat McAfee show yesterday when they faced Micah Parsons last year, Packers Cowboys. They had a plan to put 4 hands on him on every single play, no matter what. And they said they were able to neutralize, relatively speaking, Micah Parsons and get him frustrated. And once it got him frustrated early in the game and kept like getting hands in his face, all of a sudden it got in his head. So they had a plan. Nathaniel Hackett, not so much. Let me throw this up on the big board here as I asked you, Woody, the offensive line concerns. Let's go to the fans because this is a show by the people for the people. And here it is. Here's our poll of the day. That's thrown everywhere here. How concerned are you as a Jets fan with the offensive line heading into the Week 3 Patriots matchup? Extremely concerned. Not concerned. They're solid. 50-50 in the middle. Well, 47% of the fans said extremely concerned. Only 11% said not concerned. They're pretty solid. But 41% said 50-50. I'm kind of in the middle, but maybe just some of the things we've already discussed earlier on the show that, when you consider who they've faced off against. And Robert Sala likes to point at this, that for everyone that says, oh, wow, Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook sucked against the Cowboys, Robert Sala says, yeah, this is the same group that ran for $180 against the Buffalo Bills who are pretty good. So, hold your keisters, pals, out there. It was basically the Sala message about it, which I find interesting. Let me give a couple of shout-outs. I see there's a couple of people in the chat here. Let's give a shout-out here. All right, who do we got here? Oh, my mother. Let's Michelle, which I normally call her mom, but that's not written here on the logo. So mother from New Hampshire. That's very nice. Let's give a shout out to Mama Green. I'm not quite. She's like a Patriots fan, so I guess it's not quite Mama Green. It's kind of disgusting. Actually, I shouldn't have even been interacting with her all week, considering it is Patriots week, and she would totally understand this. But I guess that's neither here nor there. And then my father jumping into the mix, saying it's a winnable game for the Jets. Of course, it's a winnable game for the Jets, and I don't care about 14 in a row, 22 at 20. I don't give a flying hoot. It's time to end the streak. Aaron Rodgers said that yesterday. But I do agree with this point. This will be the turning point of the season, for better or for worse. If you beat the Patriots, consider this. You're 2-0 in the AFC East for the first time since 2012. And number one. And number two, you match Robert Saleh's AFC East win total from 2 seasons heading into the year with 2. That's kind of depressing, but that is also true, okay? And then number 3, I mean, let's be honest, you're 2-1 heading into that Chiefs game going, oh, a little house money here, Chiefs. We're just going to throw the kitchen sink at you. Or you're 1-2 after losing to the Patriots, and you kind of with the tail tucked between the legs, kind of wallowing into week 4, where the Chiefs have a big baseball bat, and they're like, "Hey, have you seen one of these?" Boom, and smacks you in the face with it. So there's a lot of ways this could go, and it all is based off this game. The Jets eventually have to get the monkey off their back. I don't want to be doing Boy Green daily in 100 years with you, Woody, and I'm like, "Oh, 100 in a row. Well, this is time. This one for sure. Absolutely." This will be the one. No, hell no. I'm not waiting until I'm dead. Now's a better time than any, and this Patriots team is vulnerable. People say they're angry at 0-2. Well, so what? Sucks to suck. We're the best 0-2 team ever. Yeah, that's excuse town, pal. Population you. No, this is a vulnerable animal that's on the side of the road, and I want to pull over, and then I want to stomp its teeth in. That's what I want to do. It's just laying there. It's like, please help. I'm like, oh, I'll help you. And just start mugging it. That's what I want to do. The Patriots are vulnerable. Let's send their ass to 0-3. I'll be honest here. That might even be sweeter, sending them to 0-3 than the Jets going to 2-1. That's how much I hate the New England Patriots.
Definitely.
Woody?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. We need to end the streak. And if Aaron was here, I already made a bet with my cousin, who was a Patriots fan, just like Mama Green.
Okay.
And I was expecting them to sweep. I said Aaron Rodgers, they are about to sweep the Patriots, and he had the audacity to say that they would sweep us. Then 4 plays into the season,
boy.
I started speaking with a little less bass in my voice, but the bet is still on. The bet is still on. And here's an interesting tidbit. Not sure if you know this. Did you know that in the Salah era so far, 36 games, the Salah era, they are 1-20 when they do not rush for 90 rushing yards or more?
I'm sorry, what was that?
1-20 in the 36 games of the Salah era where they do not rush over 90 rushing yards. For the remaining,
that's a stat.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So for the remaining, they're 10-5, right? As you actually just alluded to that this season, right? When they ran wild on the Bills, got the dub, didn't run much at all against the Cowboys, didn't get it. Last year, in those such games where we had 90 plus rushing yards, we were 7-1. 7-1. So it was a great time. Great, regardless of who was at QB, right? Flacco got a win. Mike White got a win. Zach got some wins, right? It didn't matter who was at QB. That rushing yard stat almost trumped all, right? During the Salah era. So this Patriots game, and I'm not gonna lie, the last couple of games against them, 57 yards, 62 rushing yards. It hasn't been great. So we need to open it up. I know the weather might be opening up a scenario where we're on the ground a lot. So
I was just about to say it's I'm gonna butcher it. The name is like Ophelia, maybe, because at first it was Tropical 16 Cyclone or something. So I don't have the name. So I had a fan from my radio show text it. It's something of that nature. The point is that it's supposed to be affecting, at the very least, Jets, Washington, Baltimore directly. And then there's obviously some side pieces that'll be happening from that. But in particular for Jets land, like, that tells you, all right, we're turning the cap backward and we're going to run the football down your throat, which, by the way, I said this earlier in the week, but the Bills said, Breece Hall, who coming off a torn ACL, and he said, hello, how you doing? Okay, the 127 yards rushing, and he had never played the Bills before because obviously he tore his ACL, missed both of those games. He tore his ACL, missed both New England Patriots games as well. And I'd like to, I'd like to say, hey, Patriots are at the family reunion. Oh, Breece Hall, my long lost cousin. You never met him. Do you want to meet him? Oh no, I'm not saying. No. Come on. Meet him. That's what I want to do. I want Breece Hall to go buck wild. And you're right. The weather invites this opportunity for the Jets to ground and pound. They've got Breece. And Dalvin has not looked good so far this season. Has not shown that level of efficiency, but he'd be a nice guy if Breece Hall's beating them over the head with a bat to come in as that second wave. We talk about second wave pass rushers, but Dalvin Cook is not a scrub. I refuse to believe we've got some Le'Veon Bell situation here. Like, Dalvin is really good. He just needs to get going. He just needs a positive play. He's had some of these zero or negative plays that people, the analytic nerds in the back of the room, were talking about with Dalvin initially. I still think there's that explosive ability in there. We have not seen it yet, but I do believe we could still get there. So, by the way, Patriots run defense, 20th in the league so far this season from a run defense standpoint. And secondly, their running game itself has been terrible. Ramondre Stevenson and Zeke have not looked good. So that's a perfect recipe heading into a weather game where all of a sudden Mac Jones, who, by the way, leads the league in both passing attempts and completions, he's been throwing it around a lot. Now, not very deep or far. It's all kind of within the realm. But if the Jets can get him a little frazzled, which they sacked him 12 times in those 2 games last year, all of a sudden a little, you get a turnover. Then all of a sudden things start to get, greasing the wheel a little bit. Those opportunities will be there. Yeah.
Well, that's my biggest concern. Like, literally number one. I know I talked about the rushing yards. That's a key to victory. But the number one thing that I'm looking at with these two beady little eyes is the defense. Can they force turnovers? That was something that I cried myself to sleep about every single night after the bye last year. They, a team that led the league in turnovers. And then it started looking like, is it Brett Ripien and Skylar Thompson? Was it that? Or was it that the Jets defense was good? and we still don't know our answer because apparently this defense has Josh Allen's number. So like I can't the week one, that's Josh Allen. But the Cowboys, they faced a QB that led the league in interceptions last year in 12 games. Couldn't cough it up. But
well, they had two almost, right? The Dak almost picked six, and Sauce ripped that fumble out from CD Lamb when they were going down the field, and luckily their fat asses fell on top of it. That's two potential turnovers that were hanging in the mix.
Well, unfortunately, this is not the horseshoe league. This is the NFL. That's the football league. We cannot count on almost. Fair. We got to catch the ball, right? And I'm sure Salah said that on the sideline. And, the Patriots team, in both games they've had this year, they've had a pick and a fumble in both games. So, to me,
they lead the league. They have 4 giveaways so far this season.
You got to walk away with a takeaway, at least one. If they walk away with 0 takeaways, my entire outlook on this Jets defense will be altered. It will be altered because they need to force turnovers. It was a problem last year. It looked like maybe they had corrected it, but now I don't know if it's just Josh Allen being victim. We are the kryptonite. We are literally his kryptonite. We need to prove it against the Patriots.
It's fair. If they do not get any turnovers in this game, perhaps DJ Reed, when he said his quote, meant like the 1984 Chicago Bears, like just slightly off, or 1986. Not did I say 1985? No, I didn't mean the greatest one. I meant the one that was kind of next to it. Like maybe the 2008 Seattle Seahawks defense. No, not in the Legion of Boom, like the Legion of like slightly aside. Perhaps that's what he meant. Hopefully, we're not making those kinds of analyses at game time. Hopefully, it is exactly what it is. I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling extremely confident. Tomorrow, our last Boy Green Daily before the Jets-Patriots game, we have Pat Lane, who's a Patriots guy. So we're going to probably be trading fisticuffs by the end of that show tomorrow morning on game day. The Jets are going to do it, James. The Jets are going to do it. They're going to end the streak. They're going to send the Patriots ass to 2-3. They're going to go to 2-1. We're going to have a little bit of vibe, a little bit of pop heading into Sunday Night Football for the first time in over a decade. I feel it in my bones. This is going to happen, and I don't care what anyone says about it. We are taking out the New England Patriots. Yes, sir.
Well, I love it. I think they need you in the locker room, and after I say what I'm about to say, they're probably going to ban me from the locker room. Because I just think it's worth noting that in Zach Wilson's career, right?
Yeah.
He's obviously played the Patriots 2 times in each season, and both times the home game was first. All right.
Yes.
He has thrown 7 interceptions in those first 2 games. None in the other 2.
That's very odd. Yeah. No picks in Foxborough. That is bizarre, but true. Yes.
But
yeah.
7 at Jet Life Stadium, as we are calling it, and
obviously, yes,
that is it's just terrifying. We'd like to think, or I'd like to think that Nathaniel Hackett, like this is the reason why he was brought in, right? Like LaFleur,
yeah,
he had a job. He was supposed to help develop Zach, or at least highlight his skill set, and it was not done to an adequate job, and now here's energy, right? We saw it in Hard Knocks. We saw everything, the gold zone, right? And all that the energy that Hackett brings. Is there a way? I mean, they underestimated, Micah Parsons. Are they about to underestimate Judon? It's
God, I hope not.
I just hope that he can walk away with a more respectable performance than the other 2 he's had at Jet Life against this team.
That's fair. And this is an opportunity. Think about this for Zach. Robert Saleh, one of his confident statements, he said, I'm sure I'll tweet out a few more clips today. He said that Zach Wilson is different. And if we give him offensive possessions, again, that was the big criticism the Jets have themselves, that they didn't get enough plays to be able to give their offense a chance and other things. He said, if we give the offense plays, like, normal amount of plays in the game, he will show you the improvements he's made. So, you know what? I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, baby. Slurpee. Yep, that's how I'm feeling. Zach Wilson will be able to quell his demons, beat the Patriots, and I love it. I don't know if people saw this, but, obviously Zach Wilson, this was on the road in the 10-3 Patriots loss, But Zach Wilson lost his job and was benched because he did not take accountability. He blamed wind being a factor. So, boy, wind's going to be in this one with Ophelia coming through. But he blamed wind, some of his teammates, and then took no accountability himself for how things went last season, and he got benched. And a year later, or it's a little less than a year later, but he comes back this season. He said he's learned a lot from it, and he wants all his teammates to know that he's got their backs. And a T-shirt hanging in each of the Jets players' lockers was in all capital letters, "I got your back." The Jets players and everybody. So it's a beautiful harmony. They're together. They're bringing it together. And Zach Wilson, baby, he's going to figure it out, and he's going to quell those demons. And then we're going to just be able to give the big middle finger to Bill Belichick of the New England Patriots. And someone brought it up in the chat, but I don't have time to find it. But someone said the New England Patriots travel to Dallas next week, so it could quickly go from 0-3 to 0-4. And I don't know how many teams in NFL history have come back from 0-4 to make the playoffs. Jim Morris Sr. over there, playoffs. Okay? So I'm telling you, you just got to believe. You just got to rally. We will rally around Zach Wilson, and we will play good football. That's what Dick Vermeil sort of said 20 years ago. We will rally around Zach Wilson, and we will play good football. It can happen. This defense is pissed. They want to show, oh, hell no, that Cowboys thing was a fluke. We're going to give you the business. We're going to force turnovers. We're going to create pressure. We're going to create short fields for our quarterback. And we have offensive playmakers like Garrett Gosh darn Wilson and Brees Gosh darn Hall to feed the friggin' rock to. So, Woody, light them up, baby, because we're going to celebrate a dub. Yes, sir.
You guys, Woody Johnson, give this man a pass. Give this man a pass.
Please do.
Yes.
Please do.
I mean, whoo,
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to run. I am
All right,
ready.
give it to me, Woody. Wrap on this. What's your prediction? Give me your prediction right now for tomorrow.
Oh,
After that hype speech I just gave you.
Yeah, just after what you just said, you want me to bring it back? No, you know what? I can't do it. I cannot
Okay.
be a heel right now.
Okay.
So I will say Jets. Greg Zuerlein's back, right? So
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like he'll be back. Yep. Not official yet, but that should come out later today, I would imagine.
I'll go with Jets 20, Patriots 13. 2013 Jets.
I like it. Well, thank God, because I've seen too many. Hey, I think the Patriots are going to win or Jets are going to win. I'm seeing on social media 7-6, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like, disgusting. They're like, up with the weather. We're going to have another one of those games. I'm like, please, no. I can't take that. If that's like we're on the edge of 3-3 last year, something's going to break. God, for the love of everything that's holy. I'd love nothing more. Of course, I want the win. I want to beat the Patriots like 45-0. That's what I want to happen. I'm not. We will see. I think they would need some defensive pick sixes and some help for that to even be remotely possible. But do you want to quietly?
It would be 45-0 when like it would have been.
It would be. This would have been the greatest celebration of all time. This would have been the greatest celebration of all time with Aaron Rodgers knowing he's going to rip them a new one, and we can all celebrate and say, "Suck it, Patriots!" Yeah. But now we have to rely on the arm of Zach Wilson, who has been mentored by Aaron Rodgers. He has been again, like Star Wars style Obi-Wan to Skywalker, and it's going to all work out. It's going to be fantastic. I can't
run the ball. That's all I got. Run the ball.
Fair enough.
Run the ball, and preferably to the right, preferably behind.
Yeah. A few more of those. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, I don't know. We'll see if they do. But nonetheless, everybody, make sure you check out Mr. James Woody himself on Take Flight Talk. You can find it everywhere. Link down below the article is his link tree where you can check out all of the juicy details. It is hyperlinked, so all you have to do is click that boop, and then you can circumvent through his variety of links and linkage. And make sure you hit them all up. We appreciate it. Woody, thanks for tuning in, and get ready for a Jets dub tomorrow, baby.
Jets. Jets.
That's what it is, baby. We'll be back tomorrow morning live at 7:30 a.m. We'll have Pat Lane of Pat's Pulpit. It's a lot of P's in there, but nonetheless, hopefully the next P is a pounding of the Patriots. That's the only P's I'm hoping we're throwing around manana. But nonetheless, make sure you guys tune in for a 7:30 game day Jets Patriots preview. We'll get into all the juicy deets. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care, everybody.